Friends, I have great pleasure in introducing Mrs. S. Hamsa Nandini, my colleague, who is going to take classes on quantitative aptitude. Before I perform the pleasant task of introducing my colleague, Mrs. Hamsa Nandini, I have to tell about myself because you may not be knowing me. My name is K. Mohan Chandran. I am the principal and director of BFIT Institute. I joined a nationalized bank way back in 1972 as a probationary officer and rose up to the level of regional manager. I have got more than 27 years of experience in banking. I was the vice principal of one of Southeast Asia's biggest bankers training colleges. I have written a few books on banking. I wrote the first book on credit information bureaus and their impact on banks. And recently, I have written a book on how to face IBPS interview for the benefit of those persons who are attending that interview. Now that's about me. Now let me come to my assigned task of introducing Mrs. S. Hamsa Nandini. Hamsa Nandini is a very rare character with very high capability in number crunching. She is an MSc Mathematics MBA with extraordinary talent in dealing with numbers. She has phenomenal memory. She attended an international competition in which 7 nations participated and she came out third in among all participants. And she can remember 750 binary digits. So that gives her an enormous advantage over normal Homo sapiens like you and me. But that how is going to be of any use to you? That's more important. Now that gives her, that ability to remember has given her an extraordinary base for producing quick mathematics. She is an expert in quick mathematics. She will teach you techniques of quick mathematics which you will find very, very useful in attending to the quantitative aptitude exams. And the second aspect of her, which endears her to the students, is the shortcuts she gives. She is a shortcuts machine. She produces several shortcuts on the go, and each shortcut helps the students to cut steps and get more marks. As a matter of fact, she is taking classes in 2 IAS Academy, and wherever she is taking classes, students flock to her because of her shortcut techniques. Several of her students have already become IAS. She is a very, very powerful lady in that sense. Many IAS are her students and she can climb them and knock at the doors any moment. Now with these two capabilities, namely the quick mathematics, ability to solve problems in a jiffy within a few seconds using techniques of quick mathematics, and the ability to use the appropriate shortcut to arrive at quick answers is endearing her to all the students. I am sure you will also love to be her student in the days to come. I have a humble request to you. Please follow her very closely and follow her techniques very closely and make those techniques your own so that they will be available to you when you need it in the exam time. She is an expert in the subject and she has the appropriate skill set that you need to pass the quantitative aptitude exam. I would only request you to make full use of her techniques and talent. With this, I hand over the session on quantitative aptitude to Madam S. Hamsa Nandini. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies.
Hello friends, I am Hamsa Nandini. I am going to take the quantitative part for you. Hope you are all getting ready for the coming exams. So in attending this exam, you will be facing hurdles in attending the quants part and the reasoning session. Quants is the integral part of all competitive exams. You can handle this easily by understanding the concepts and practicing a lot. So now we will discuss what all the problems each will face in solving this quants part. So the problems are as follows. So the problems which each face in solving is, the first one is no calculators. And the second one, time constraint. So third is no marks for the steps. So the following three problems each face in solving this quants part. So no calculators are allowed. So if you are allowed to use a calculator, you can arrive at the answer within seconds, but you are not supposed to use a calculator. And the second is a time constraint. So in your college days, you will be taking your own time to solve the question and find the answer. Here, within a limited time, that is hardly in 25 seconds, you have to solve each question and arrive at the correct answer. And the third is no marks for the steps. So for a given question, so we'll calculate step-by-step working and arrive at the answer. Here, you will not be given any mark for the steps. You have to choose the correct answer. So all these problems each face in solving. So now I'll suggest you a few solutions to solve these problems. So solutions suggested for facing the problems. Concept clarity, speed max, shortcuts. So you can face all these problems using these three solutions. The first is the concept clarity. So if you understand what they have given in the question and what is asked, that itself will lessen you 50% of the workings. And the second is the speed max concept. So this speed max techniques will replace a calculator. Say for example, so if you are asked to find a cube root, say for this number 12167. Suppose if you are asked to find a cube root, so using the speed max technique, you can say the cube root as soon as you see the number. So normally we will do this factorization, and for every three numbers we take one number out and find the cube root. By using this speed max technique, so you can find the cube root as soon as you see this number. So here the given number is 12167. So unit place of this number is 7. So cube root unit place will be only 3. So now to choose the tens place, so we strike off these three numbers and check which cube 12 has crossed. So 12 has crossed cube of 2, 8. So tens place should be only 2. So cube root of 12167 is 23. So in the tens place you can't write 3 because cube of 3 is 27 and 12 is less than 27. So you can't write 1 because cube of 2 is 8 and 12 has crossed 8. So cube root of 12167 is 23. So likewise there are so many speed max techniques, and you have a separate lesson in which I have told you all the techniques. And the third one is the shortcuts. So as you are not be given marks for these steps, you have to use the shortcuts to solve the question and arrive at the answer. So I will give you one live example how to use these shortcuts and arrive at the answer. Suppose a person buys 2 houses and he sells for the same rate. So the first house he sells for 25 lakhs, and the second house also he sells for 25 lakhs. So by selling this for 25 lakhs, the person realizes 20% profit. And by selling the second house, he realizes 20% loss. So now you will be asked to find what is the overall effect on this transaction, whether the person benefited or he lost or there was a nil effect. So to find this, you have to find cost price of the first house using this profit percent and cost price of the second house using this loss percent. The total cost prices has to be found, and with this you have to check with the total selling price and the profit or loss value and then the required percentage. So to avoid all these steps, there is one simple shortcut to find. So here, as the profit percent and loss percent is same, so there is a shortcut to find what is the overall effect. So whenever the selling prices are same and same percent profit loss, it will be always a loss which is equal to so whenever the selling prices are same and same percent profit or loss is occurred, the person will realize always loss, which is equal to x by 10 the whole square, where x is the same percent profit and loss. Here x is 20. So the person will realize 4% loss by selling these two houses. So by this simple shortcut, seeing the question itself, within seconds you can arrive at the answer. So likewise you have so many shortcuts in the coming lessons. So not only by merely knowing these solutions you can crack out the exam, but you need to practice a lot. By dedicated practice, anyone can crack out this quantitative part. So I wish you all the best for your success.